Hello everyone, welcome to the 8th lecture on CSS from Desi Q&A. So in this lecture, we will basically learn about the layouts in CSS. So what is a layout? So CSS page layout technique allow us to take elements contained in a web page and control where they are positioned. Okay, so that is relative to their default position in normal layout flow. So to basically understand this, here you can just watch it over here on the VS Code itself. These some icons are at the left side and some of the content is at the between. So this is somewhat known as layout. To understand it in more better way, let's open this lead code. Here we can see that this content is lying at the left side, and here we see that these things are properly arranged over here. So these are basically done by using our the concept of layouts, and also we can see that this is the way they have arranged. So if I open this problems, we can see some of the content is laying at the top. If I scroll this, they will just go off and we will have this content over here, and we can see this calendar is at this side, at the rightmost side. So this whole thing have been built using the concept of layouts. So to start with the layouts, the other elements around them like their parent container or the main viewport window or anything can be arranged using the layouts. So to start with this, let's create a file. So the first thing we will learn about is the float property, float.html. So here let's create a HTML document. Let's name it as floats. Okay, so here the most important thing is that you should know the basic document flow. The normal flow is how the browser lays out HTML pages by default when you do nothing to control page layout. So to change the normal flow, we have the properties like display, float, and position. So we have the properties like position and display and float. So using these properties, we can build our website in a more organized way. So to understand about this float property, um, as we have already learned, few things here, as we didn't learned about the float, but in the previous codes I have already used this float property, so it will be easy for you to understand it. So for that, let's create a h1 tag and write it as float property. Okay, so next thing is, let's say a image. I need an image. So src, I have downloaded a image. Here you can see this one, computer user icon. So for that, you can just go to the google.com and then you can search user image png. So in the png images, basically we will not get the background. Here you can download any of your image that you need. You can just right click on that and you can just do it as save image as. So by that way you can save the image, and then I will use this image here, that is computer user icon.png. I have not changed the name, so let it be as it is. So let's build a portfolio website. So for that, let me name it as portfolio, and then let's have a p tag. Let's say we want lorem some 50, alt plus z. It will be organized in a proper way, and then one more p tag. Let's say uh, I want some lorem 50 again. One more p tag, again lorem 50. So yeah, let's go live now and let's see if things are working properly. It is taking quite a lot of time. So till then, yeah, it got loaded. So our web page is working properly for now. I want to apply the property of float for this. So for that, what I will just do is I will create a style tag. Why I'm creating a style tag instead of writing some external CSS is that the code we will write here is very small. So whenever we have small sort of code, we don't need to write it in separate files. It will be just link here means that is very small content. So let's give some styling for the body. Let's give some margin. You can observe our web page here. So uh, based on the uh, based on the things we have over here, I'm making some changes to our web page. So margin I will keep 0 and I will make it just auto. And then let's give the max width of um, let's give it as 800 pixel. So yeah, I think we could just increase it slightly. So we can just give it as 900 pixel. So the next thing is let's give the width. Let's give the width as 90%. And the next thing is let's give some ID here to our image. Uh, ID or the class, you can give whatever you want. I will just give ID here because we have used a lot of classes and you should also know using the ID. So we gave the ID here. And then for this, let's give some styling box. And then let's give some width. Let me just give it as 150 pixel. You can keep the dimensions as per your convenience. So let's give some height once again of 150 pixel. So that looks good now. So the next thing we can just do is um, we can also do some more sort of styling. Let's say I want to apply the border radius. So let's give the border radius of 5 pixel. And then let's say I want some background color. So let's give some background color. Uh, let's give this aqua color. That looks kind of very bad. So let's just decrease. Uh, so okay, that looks perfect now. And the next thing we can just do is just give some padding of 1 em. Or you can just give it in pixels as well. So let's give some styling to our header, right? This h1, and then we will give this styling to this h1 also. So basically, I don't want to style this one. Let's style this portfolio thing. We can make it lay somewhere. So for that, what I can just do is let's give the class. Let's make it special class. Let's give the name special. And once we give this class, I can just style it over there. What I can just do is we will go to our style tag and I will type the special. And for this, let's give some styling. What styling I can give? Let's give some background color. Let's give this FFF and we will style it later. That is white, so that is not clearly visible now. If I give this is very bad. Um, let's give some bluish color. See, picking color is up to you. You can give any sort of color. I will just give this color. Yeah, that looks good now. And then what I can just give is I'll give some padding over here, that is, let's say 15 pixel. And let's say after that, let's give the color is, let's make some whitish color. Yeah, white is available, so I'll just name it that. And then, so what I have is, we have a property named float, right? We just learned it. Now what this float basically does, it aligns our content to somewhere. It might be left, right, top, button, or anything. So for that, what I will just do is, I will apply the float property to this box. Box is this image, right? For image, we will apply some styling. What I will just do is, um, let's give the float property and then let's make it to left. So that is aligned at the left itself. So after I make it to float left, you can see the remaining content has moved over here. So we can also make changes to that using some other classes and styling those classes. What I can just do is, suppose I just want this thing to lay over here and all the extra things to come down. So we can see that this is also aligning over here. So if I want this to be come at the next line, what I can just do is, let's create one more class. Let's say for this one, you can slightly understand it in more better way. If I reduce this, you can see, yeah, you can see the second p tag also coming over here. If I don't want it to come over there, what I can just do is, I will add some clear here, class named cleared. You can give the class name anything. So I'll just give whatever comes to my mind. So after that, we can apply the clear property to this. Here what I can just do is, dot clear. And then for the dot clear, what we can do is clear to right. So yeah, clear to right. That property has not been applied. Let's just see what we can just do. I think we can just make it to left. And then let's go here. It has not applied yet. Let me just see what changes we can still do here. Yeah, the class name I have given is cleared, so that is why it's not applying. We should give the proper class names, and you can see this content has come to the next line. So you can also give it as clear to right, and then you can see that this has come to the right. So right now we will just need it to be at left, so I'll just make it to left. So that works now. And the next more things we can learn is about the position. So I hope you just understood how we can use this float property over there. We can make our portfolio come this side. I know this is not looking good. We can style the background and all. We can apply some background radius over here. We have already learned those things, so it is not a good idea to make those things in this lecture. So yeah, this is how our float property works. And the next thing we can just learn is about the positions, right? So let's create a position. I would recommend to keep all these codes you're writing so that you can just refer once again when you want to build some website. So let's make it position.html, and I will get my boilerplate code here. I got the boilerplate code, and let's name it as position property, position property, and then let me teach you some sort of emits now. See, if you make div dot, we basically use it for the class, right? So div dot box, let's name our class as box. If you want to have a div of class named box, then you can just do it like this and click enter. So this is how it works. So I want some more things than this. So I want the class named box set, and I want some more child classes. Let's say the child classes of div and div of the class name box. So, and then I want it to be of 4. So if I want this thing, what I can just do is, yeah, if I click this, we got this entire thing over here. And what I can just do is, we can rename all this. Let's say if I want some more classes over here, we can give more than one classes, right? Let's say this is box 2, and let's say this is box 3. This is box 4. So yeah, this is basically what we actually wanted. And let me clear this, and let's go live now. Let's open our new web page for this, and we will doing the styling side by side. Our style tag. Yeah. And then let's say we want to style this box set. I hope I have written it properly. Yeah, box set. So for the box set, and also I want to make changes. I want to apply the styling for this box. So for that what we can just do it. Let's give the border. Let's give the border radius 6 pixel. So what we have done is we have created this div, but we don't have any content to display over there. So what I can just do is box 1, and here box 2, and here I will name it as box 3. Okay, this one as box 4. Okay, let's see if that is visible now. I will just reload this. Yeah, our boxes are visible now, so that's not the big thing. We have already learned all those things. Let's style our box set separately, and for that I want some background color. Let's use this so that we can also make changes. Let's keep it to white smoke, and later what we can just do is, box set is over, we can do box and then background. I want to give some background color. Let's give this aquamarine. I usually select that color. We can see the colors for our boxes over here, and then we can give some height. Let's give some height as 80 pixel, and then width as again 80 pixel. We can see the changes. Let's make the test align to center. So yeah, that works good now. We can see our boxes have been added over here, and we can make few more changes, like I can just add the margin to this. Let's add the margin. Let's give it as 20 pixel. And then what we can do, think about the changes we can do. Okay, that's good now. So we have to apply the property of position now. Okay, so position. So let's keep the position to be as static. So this is basically the default property. You will not see any changes over here. This can be seen as it was at the earlier. So the one more property is relative. Let's see relative. So we can see the relative property has been applied over here, and you can try it on your own and try on the more data to understand it. Over a period of time, you will definitely understand what is happening over here. And the one more property we have is, let's see, I want to style this box one. So for that, what I can just do is dot box one. And let's say I want to give this styling of top 20 pixel. You can see this came down. So this is what happens in the relative. If I make this changes, this box came down, and then we have one more value named absolute. So for the absolute, we can see that all the boxes have been aligned to a single box. So what I can just do is I will just give it as 100, and I can see one more box has came down. So and then what I can just do is, if I comment it out, we will see the box 3 here, and if I comment this box 3, we will see the box 2 over there. So this is how the property of absolute position absolute works in CSS. If you make it to bottom, let's say not this much, just 10 pixel, you can see it has came down. That is, from the bottom it is above, for the above 10 pixels from the bottom. So this is how it works, and then you can just make it to bottom left, right, or any place. You can just make it left. So yeah, it is already at the left, so it got aligned over there. Next thing is right. So yeah, we can see our box came here. Basically, it is how it works. You can give any value here and try it on your own for the better understanding. And then what I can just do is I will add some content over here. Let's create some p tags. P of lorem 20, let's say. Let's give some small content. I want some other instead of the p. I want lorem 20. Uh, I think this is enough for now. The changes we can just do over here is, let me copy this thing here. Okay, and I'll paste it here, and I will paste it here, I will paste it here. So let's work for all the boxes. Box 3 and box 4. This is the reason why we created the 4 boxes. So I have kept it all to the right, so that is why it is being like that. So I will make it to top. Okay, so I will make it to bottom, and then this to right itself, and then we can make it to left. So we see that this is how it works, and you can see the one box have been aligned over here. That is, we can just say box 1 and 4. So top and the leftmost top is same. So we can see these things aligned over here. You can also change these dimensions and have a look out over it, how it basically works. And then, so yeah, this is how basically the position property works. You make changes on your own, build your own web page, and understand how things are working at the background. Um, okay.